Yo, it's go time. Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday morning here on the East Coast. I think we got just over 11:15 a.m. Damn, you got stuff to do, right? You got your 9 to 5, your 8 to 8:30. I feel you. I've been there. Right now I'm working 18 hours doing the damn thing. Blind Knowledge thing. This is the Blind Knowledge podcast presented by Blind Knowledge. That's the company name. And yeah, we have a lot of friends that we've made in the industry. What's the best thing about having friends in the industry and networking, especially as an entrepreneur and in digital media? Well, you learn from others. You know, you understand the experiences that other people have been through because they enlighten you, and they pass knowledge along. And I think any relationship that you make, you know, whether it's a hi and a hello, especially in business, should be mutually beneficial. For sure. If it's not, then you're probably wasting your time, and there's not a lot of time to get a lot of things done, especially when you're on your own company. I don't know where that came from, but I had to throw it out there. We have a really, really cool guest. We have Numo Specs, just wide-ranging angel, basically. She does a lot of things, a lot of positions. She's going to let us know exactly what she does. We have Bree. We're going to bring her on in just a sec. We have a lot happening. We have 22 active podcasts over at Blind Knowledge. We have our dude Sola running some really cool Twitter spaces, doing the forum thing. We're going to be working with a company called Go TV, where we can have 24/7 beautiful 1080p live streaming. Really exciting time to be part of Blind Knowledge. And we need more video content. We need more video content creators. We need more content. We need more people. We just need more. So if you're a content creator, you know, if you're creative, and if you're down for the cause and you want to actually see your investments and your work start to actually monetize. And that was a lot of words. That was a lot of words that I just said very quickly. And the reason for that is we don't want to waste time. We got a really good guest. I'm going to bring her on right now. Hey, what's up, Brie? How you doing?
Hey, how you doing? I'm good.
Yo, it's good to see you. It's good to see you once again. You are a badass chick and you're on a badass show. So thank you so much for being here.
Thanks. It feels like a badass show. I'm ready for it. Monday morning, let's bring it. Let's do the thing. I'm here.
We're gonna do the thing. We're gonna definitely get some espresso at some point during the show too, because the energy is high. We don't want to crash. And Bree, for those that don't know, can you just explain what the hell Numo Specs Media is?
Right. Well, it is a lot of things. It means numerous perspectives. So that's our goal, is to give those that are not very well served in the media a place and a home and a megaphone for their voice, a way to amplify them. We're a creator lab, so we help creators develop and grow and come up with ideas and do new shows, and we produce shows. And then on the other side, we also have our streaming app where you can watch all of what our creators are producing and creating, and it's a lot of fun. And our time is spent really in the heart of a creator, and that is what drives us. That is what pushes us forward. That is what gets us up in the morning and gets us excited. And so that's what we do. So it's a lot of fun, and I get to do it all the time. And it's a world I love to live in. I love to help creators do their thing, because it's a lot, man. It is a lot of shit to do. Did you find that? Was that what you figured out when you get into it?
They say it's like 8 to 10 hours per episode of a podcast that you actually record, that you spend researching, booking, doing podcast art, going to 100,000 different podcatchers. It's a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of work.
Yeah, I don't think people realize like how much shit you have to do. Like, we do it all the time, right? You do have to create, and then you have to like promote yourself, right? You have to be out there, and you have to work the social media, and it's like, what social media do I use? All of them, I guess, right?
Yeah, and each one is different. Each
Yep.
one works differently, you know, and like now you see, especially with AI getting big, there's that AI talk again. You're seeing all these new apps pop up for like transcription services. You see show notes. You have apps that'll just connect you to Zapier just because, you know, just all like filling that gap of these things that just take forever to do and no one wants to do it. It's just part of the gig.
Yeah. No, well, it's just that you don't, when you get into it, you start out, you're like, I think I want to do a podcast, or I think I want to have a YouTube channel. And want to do these things, and it's like you think I got to get a microphone, I got to get headphones, I got to have a studio, or I got to have a place to do it, and that's really like, and I have to have something to say.
That's as far as that thought process
And
goes in the
and
future.
yeah, and then hold up, but did I tell you? But did I say to you? You're gonna have to have like a strategy for it. You're gonna have to get it out there. You're gonna have to find a place to put it. You're gonna have to get, and then you got to find guests, or you have to like change your topics, and then you'll have to change your cover art for that week's episode, and then show notes, like you said. And it's great that there are so many services out there for you to help you. But man, you're gonna get nickled and dimed to death.
Nickeled and dimed to death for sure. For sure. I'll echo that for sure.
Yeah, you do, because yeah, it's only $15 for this, or it's only $10 for that, but at the end of the month you're looking at your bills and you're like, I'm $200 into this podcast, which isn't making me any money, and I'm doing it all by myself. And so, networks and connecting with people that are doing the same thing you're doing is basically the lifeline that we need, right? Because otherwise we're just like, we're hanging ourselves every day with like, it's so overwhelming. We didn't plan all this. And what are you doing? My podcast? What happened to my life? Where's my free time? What?
Yeah, what free time, right? You gotta love what you're doing. I mean, I've basically, all the free time that I have is done through this thing. This thing meaning the greatest thing that's ever happened to me at Blind Knowledge. Yeah, there's a lot to it, from editing to mixing, and then you got to figure out what you're gonna, outsource maybe, or maybe someone that can kind of swap services with someone. That's why I want to get back into production, because if you have just like you have an engineer, or just a production, a sound production, or a guy that can, like myself, not to just say it, but someone that was doing audio and doing social media and building the website, like kind of weighing the promotion and the marketing with the sound at the same time. So I'd have like the sound on one computer, I'd have Facebook up over there. It's it'll blow your fucking mind.
It will.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And then you want to go back through your stuff that you recorded, especially if you do a podcast, because we got to keep in mind too, all digital media is different. There's different approaches. There's different like aspects and things you got to keep in mind. But especially for audio podcasts, there's editing. There's sound levels that you want to make sure are in check, because if your podcast sounds like you're in a basement, or in a rainstorm outside, I mean, you're killing yourself. You're giving yourself no lifeline there. To be one of the best, or to be something that, sparkles, that someone hears and is like, wow, I got to tell people about that.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that they say there's so many podcasts that have been put out, but like not all of them are active. There's a much smaller percentage that are active, and that is because they get in and they want to do these things, and they don't realize the intensity, the cost, the time sucking vacuum that you get put into when you're doing a podcast. And there's a lot more to it, and those that can try to get through all that and balance it, keep going. And the ones that are like, oh hell no, right? We're done. Like, I cannot. Oh, it was fun for a while and I just kind of moved on. Like, that's to me is like fade, right? It's like,
Yeah, sure.
I lost interest. I lost interest. I don't think these people are, for the most part, I don't think they're losing interest. I honestly don't. I think they're overwhelmed, they're overworked, they're out of their depth. They do, it's so much that they're just like, no. I'm like, this is not what I signed up for. I had no idea. And
They have no idea what they're doing.
well, and I can't blame them, because when they started a podcast, everyone's like, "Well, I see it all the time and all the things. I'm starting a podcast. What do I need?" And they're like, "Oh, you need a microphone, you need headphones, you got to have a strong topic and know your
So you're
niche."
like 5 bullet points that start with microphone, computer, software, and always soundproofing. For some reason,
Yeah.
soundproofing is essential for someone that doesn't know what they're doing to start a podcast.
Right. But no one tells them the rest of it. Like, you know what I mean? And they don't realize that it's like, and then they start getting bogged down with all of the other things that they didn't know were coming to them. And that they were supposed to do or whatever. Oh, you got to do audiograms now. You got to put shorts out. You got to put reels out. You got to do
Yeah.
this, and
SEO.
you got to work. Oh, your SEO sucks. You have to have a website. You have to do these things. You got to climb the charts.
There's got to be a way for you got to stand out somehow. You got to make moves and kind of like fit into these little cracks in the ground and just kind of sweep in there and just get some listeners and viewers that way. Any way you can, because it's just so overpopulated. It's so saturated.
Yeah, so I wanna change the name. I wanna change the name. I don't wanna call it Pod Fade because I don't think anyone faded. I wanna call it Pod Fuck because you got
Not
fucked.
fucked.
You got pod fucked. That's what happened. You got in there and you were doing the thing, and then all of a sudden, this royal foobarred mess came your way,
And it
and
wasn't
you're
fun
just like,
anymore because it
"No."
couldn't get figured out. Yeah, that's what happens. The high is gone. Because even when you do karaoke, right? When you sing karaoke, you get that like norepinephrine, your body produces that adrenaline. You get that high, and then that goes away.
Yep.
So yeah, to get pumped and to really get into, and you find that God mode and that mode of genius that our buddy Scoo talks about, and you start outlining and you start figuring out, okay, this is what we're going to talk about. And then you listen to some back and it's like, ooh, that doesn't sound like the other podcasts out there. Yeah, it takes work. It takes practice to even do that.
And you can't do editing anymore because it's driving you nuts. I hate editing.
I
It's the one
also,
thing, like, dry that's why I go live. I, like, make it live, and that's all we need to do.
yeah, exactly, Mama. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying because just fuck it. We'll just do it live. It's gonna be what it is. And then usually what I do is I'll send it to my buddy Mike, who's with Monkey Hill Media. Shout out to Monkey Hill Media. He'll do like a once over and fix the EQ.
Yeah, that's all I do too. I'll just go in there and fix some things and do some things, and usually it's like if I'm putting it out in podcast form, so, like, uploading it to Buzzsprout or Libsyn or whatever, and then they shoot it out everywhere, like, I will go in and like, all I do is, like, some normalization and just, like,
Sure.
noise, like, some reduction things just to crisp it, give it that little crispness that before it goes out. But that's it. Like, I'm not screwing around with it. I don't have time for it. I want it to be because, I have to do all the other things with it, right? I gotta do shorts and clips and promote it and get it out there, and then I have another one to do because, of course, none of us that are, like, we're the like, it's kinda like tattoos. You either get one and you're done, or you get one and you can't
It's
stop,
like
and
a
that's
cocaine addiction.
it is, right? So obviously I have a lot, so I couldn't stop. And so I have a lot of podcasts. I do a lot of lives and I do a lot of things all the time. So I don't have time to spend in any one.
But you love it, right? You love doing
I
it.
love doing it, but I also know all the shortcuts and I'm going to I do a lot of minimal on things because I just have an overflowing plate,
That's
right?
cool though. You know how to navigate now.
But not everybody does. And that's what I try to help people with.
That's why I love the collective aspect. That's why I love what you guys are doing at Numospect. It mirrors a lot of what I started with Blind Knowledge, looking for more collaboration. People help each other out. Like if someone doesn't know, like the where to find the stream key to Twitter, you can put that into a chat, and maybe one of the 50 other members will see that. Like that's kind of what we have in common, especially with our two companies. And you guys do it way better than us, but we're getting there for sure.
You get there.
We have people meeting people now, Brie, at least,
Exactly.
which
Exactly.
is like just to me such a no-brainer. But it's like, yeah, it's happening, which is good, because that's really how you boost your audience reach. It's not social media marketing; it's being on other podcasts and promos. But I digress.
No, it is definitely networking. It is definitely being part of something. Because here's the thing too. You get stuck and you're sitting by yourself in your studio, which is probably in your house or in your closet or wherever you put it, but you're by yourself. I'm sitting here by myself. Unless I'm on
Yeah.
someone's show, like with you, I'm just doing this, right? And so it's very lonely. It's very solitary at many times. So that is this. I think the secret sauce to keeping you from getting pod fucked, is to be part of a network, be part of a collective where you just have maybe someone that just would listen to you and bounce ideas off of, or help you out and promote you, guidance, support, cheer.
Yeah. Cheer. Even that. You just be part of the team, right?
Yeah, it's nice to know that you're not doing this alone, you
Yeah.
know? And that is the secret. And that has been the thing that took me from just doing a little podcast to exploding in business and all of the things that I've wanted to do. It happened when I became part of a network and a collective, right? That was the 100% difference for me. And so it is, I think, a crucial component. So when you ask me, what do I need to start a podcast? I will tell you the first thing you need is a network. You need a collective of people to join forces with, where and it's not just a group that you're like asking questions in and they're moderators that are letting like deciding what you can post in there. Like I'm talking about a group that like meets up, that like hangs out like we do, and can just have conversations about, because you're not going to write in a Facebook group, oh man, this is driving me nuts, and I'm, whatever. You need an actual group that you're meeting with, that you're a part of, you're an integral member. That
Utilizing it for its need, for its what it's for, which is collaboration.
so I think that get a headphones, get great headphones, get a great mic, and get a great network.
I love that because networks get such a bad rap. And I know it. I know it because I've been around them ever since like yeah, just even being a musician growing up. There's bad labels, there's good labels. And then internet radio, there was all kinds of people that were trying to do the label thing and network thing that people are trying to do in podcasting now, but they can't figure it out. We were successful. I have a blueprint. But it really it takes so much more. It takes so much more, Bray. I have to be the coach. I have to be the motivator. I have to be completely organized. I got to reach out to 22 different podcasts sometimes. Hope to God that someone gets back to me on either Discord, YouTube, like any of the 8 fucking messenger apps, because some people don't want to use cell phones. Some people only use Twitter. It's like, it's like it'll fucking blow your mind. I didn't think of this shit when I started a podcast again, and then a podcast network. It's like you got a caveat. And then it's off to fucking working on the website, and you got to get an IG post out there. And do you promote it, or what time is it? Is it dinner time? Maybe you'll get more hits that way. Is it a male or female? It's like, this thought process is crazy.
What's been like your secret to doing that? Because you're really, I have to say, you're really, really good at getting things out to a lot of people in a lot of places. And I think you have a lot of automation that's involved in that, but I think it's brilliant. And I see it, you're so consistent with that. So what is the secret that you use or do that makes it a little easier for yourself?
So that part of the plan, that part of the secret sauce, if you will, using the automation, using the social media posts, is for brand recognition, boosting the brand, because Blind Knowledge should be a super duper brand, and it should have super duper podcasts under it, basically. But we all, even my podcast, the Blind Knowledge podcast, I'm promoting Blind Knowledge because that's like our, I don't know. It's our secret sauce. It's our special ability that we all have, and we can share. We can promote together, and we can get people too. So we have 22 different podcasts that can kind of promote that. And if they're all doing that in some way, shape, or form, that's giving recognition and a possibility for audience members to listen to a new podcast that's on Blind Knowledge that maybe they never would have even discovered. That's kind of how it should work and how it should flow. But then it's like figuring out, okay, well, everyone's doing their own thing, of course. It's a tight walk. It's a tight walk to do. And it definitely helps to have teammates and people that know what they're doing too out there, because a lot of people think they know, and it's, I don't know everything. I'm not saying I'm fucking Yoda over here, but I have a lot of networking contacts that I can reach out to. Ask a lot of questions because I get stuck.
You have to ask questions. I think, and that's the other thing when we were talking about having a group and stuff. We're like, there's people that all come in with all their stuff, right? So that's the thing. Like when when we're talking in our so in our creator lab, which we have over on Mighty Network, we decided we're like, y'all have to go to the same place because I can't message you in 50 million places. I guess
Yeah,
you can call me a biatch about it, but I don't care. But like I needed one place. Like don't make me I'm already working my ass off for you and I'm doing everything I can to help you. Don't make me work extra hard to
that
like
same
go
exact
to
thing is happening with me. This is like something that you would
please come
never.
to one place. But we have in that space, we have such a vast array of like expertise in different areas from entertainment lawyers to web builders to, audio guys to animation people to like we have people that have radio like that bring in that perspective and that knowledge. And so, like, that's the most amazing thing. It's like, you don't have to be an expert in everything. You can't and you shouldn't, but you need to be somewhere where you have access to the people that do have expertise in that particular field that you're gonna need help with, and they're gonna show you stuff that you don't know you needed to know. You're like, "Oh, I never thought of it that
That's
way."
an invaluable resource because that's people on the roster connected A to B, no problem at all. That's like a free service, but also that's like a stroke of genius too. If you can get people on the same page and working together, of course.
Can you imagine building a football team with just a middle linebacker or with just a offensive guard or something? You know what I mean? You're not gonna have a whole team of the same person. It's just
You
not
need
gonna
the
work.
cheerleaders too, and you need the concession stand operators. You need the security guards that
The
lock
GM
down.
is questionable, but, you gotta have all of it. You gotta have all of it. And so it takes many different components to be a successful team, whatever it is. I use football because that's one of my favorite sports to watch. Like, but so in podcasting, it's the same thing. You need to build your roster, your team, all of it with many different components because that's what's needed. And so again, I mean, we could talk forever about how important a network is, but it's definitely got to be headphones, microphone, the software, whatever it is to do it.
Wired headphones, by the way. Wired headphones matters. It does matter because of Bluetooth. I'm huge on sound quality, and like if it's worth editing something, I definitely want to edit it, and I can do it myself. It's just the time that it takes and the frustration sometimes that it takes. If you're not doing it regularly all the time, like you get out of the flow, and it drives me crazy. But it has to be done. It has to be done.
Yeah, it does.
And you guys are doing. You guys are more focused on video now too, right?
We are, and I do think it's, that it's been proven by YouTube. They already did proof of concept years and decades ago of people want to see what's happening. And podcasting, some people just really like the anonymity of it. They just want to not be seen, and I get that, and I was reluctant and I never wanted to do it either. But then you have to spend the time on all of the things and get yourself in the prepared for video.
And then you got to be the person, Brie. You got to be the if you're doing your show, you got to be the host of that show. You got to be the one that's maybe organizing or sequencing the show. And that can be a whole different personality switch for some
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, I definitely switch. I think I switch on when I'm doing lives. I think it's still me, and this is who I am pretty much 24/7, but it takes I know it's taking a different part of my brain to, like, focus and know,
Boosts it up to
like
10,
yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta have the energy and only so much coffee.
It's tough. It's like you said, you're kind of alone when you do a lot of this stuff. And that's why for me, I'm looking at the next steps for the company, and I want to get a studio for sure. I want to get production going again. I gotta find. I did the business plan, all 25 pages. Finally did it. I'm getting like everything pieced together. This week I'm taking like a bunch of days off so my head doesn't explode. But everything's like going well, positively. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna get a tan and just kind of just chill and figure out what needs to be fixed, what we can outsource, and like I gotta put some ideas together into paper. I think by June we could have some actually could actually have our first ad campaigns that pay out to our creators.
Wow. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Get it
we're gonna
done.
go in a different direction than I started because you got to pivot sometimes. So we're gonna focus on paying out to our creators.
That's right. Even if it's a little bit, it'll cover some of the costs that you're doing, and it makes you're a paid
Start
creator at that
somewhere.
point. It's got to start anywhere, dude. If I was getting $10 an episode, that would be a win. Like seriously, would be a win because that's like it just builds from there and it grows from there, and you're doing the thing, and it's a hard thing, man. It is so hard. I get hung up on the little shit sometimes, and then I have to then I'll get a reminder from somewhere or someone at some time, and I will take a step back and I'll be like, "Oh yeah, I know why. Like I know what my purpose is and why I'm doing it." But those little things, even if it's $10, it pays for my coffee, right? But it's like it says you're doing something, right? It's sometimes you need to know you're doing something, and it more than you just need that little bit of reinforcement, that little lift, that little spark that just starts more sparks, and it grows from there. And man, you gotta get it where you can get it, and I think that's fabulous that you're doing that. I'm excited for you.
Thank you. I've got really creative and kind of gone like really creative with like ways to make revenue that no one else is focused on. Everyone else is doing all the same stuff. So I'm going to let them do that over there. And we appreciate you guys for doing all that. But like everyone's making these grow your show, accelerator courses. I mean, we could do that. That's one way to go, but there's like 18 others, and they all, uh, they're just tough to compete with. It's like, where do you go for your revenue? And no one likes ads, but it's kind of the way you got to start with this. And then hopefully, who knows? We build the brand, we get some funding. We just need some funding, so I get a studio.
For
Be great.
sure. I got a studio. I bought a camper last week. I'm like, I think it's tiny. It's only an 18-footer. It's very small, but it's like perfect for it. But I got this camper, and I'm like letting my son live in it for the summer while he gets back on his feet. I'm like, it's cool, but I get something out. It's like I'm not throwing money away. And I'm like, I could turn it into a studio, and I throw it in the back of my truck, and I could go have a studio anywhere. I could go on location anywhere and be able to like grab people from all different walks of life and what they're doing. And I'm like, that to me is like, that's dope as hell. Like I want to do that more and be able to travel and still do what I love. I think it's yeah, and so we could like I want to put in a bigger window so like people could actually be watching it, but then I don't have talking about sound quality. I'm not gonna have that mob or that wind, the wind that blows and screws up the microphone always all over the place. I'm like, and I got it dirt cheap, but it's nice and it's doable. I'm gonna put new siding on the outside. Now tell I'd love to get it wrapped. Like, come on now. Like, have a big wrap on the outside, make it all cool as shit,
That'd be
right?
cool as hell.
Numerous perspectives, like, in the house. I don't know. I'm like,
Yeah, on
there could be all kinds.
location. That'd be cool.
Yep, the storm chasers are doing it. They're out chasing storms in their vehicles with all their stuff on it, and I'm gonna be like the traveling podcaster who can go anywhere and like
You're
do an
reporting on the
interview.
reporting. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I love that Gordon wanted to have an Airstream trailer built out as a studio. Yeah, those are sweet.
A lot of people are doing that. A lot of people are doing the van thing. They'll get the big old creepy white van,
Yeah.
and they'll like take all the seats out of it. I mean, there's a lot of room in those things. You can do a lot.
Well, then it still would be like a functional camper too. So, I mean, it's gonna have pretty cool shit in it. So like that's like my dream to do. I also want to have my own studio here, but I want to build it separate from my house so that like I can just walk like you would have like an extra garage. I'm gonna build. I calling it the bitch barn.
The bitch
So
behind.
I think it'll be fun. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff. And see, that's what happens when you get involved in podcasting. You're just like, if it becomes ingrained in who you are and what you do, it's just bigger, bigger, better. I want to
So
do more.
yeah, I've gone from like podcasting to whatever the fuck this is. This is like live stream, like live broadcast that I just take the recording and put it as a podcast. But I could do so much more too. I could go into post and make. That's one thing I want to do with Chris, our buddy Chris that joined, is make skits. Get really creative with the shit because it's almost too easy to just do a live stream and then just say, "Oh, we got a new podcast episode."
Yeah.
But video's taking over. It's crazy. You got to have the video. And now you have AI. There's an AI app where they'll actually put AI people into the video. If you just enter text and they convert it with AI people into video.
Yeah, it's crazy. I got a Stream Deck.
Oh, you got it.
It's not even plugged in because I can't use it because I don't know how to use it and then I have to know OBS. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I got it, but I ain't using it yet because I got to learn about it and I got to learn a program and I need OBS and I had to get a splitter thing because my laptop only has so many USB ports and it was like, it's a process. Like, so now I'm excited to use the thing, but I don't know how to use the thing. So I got to learn that.
I got your guy.
Thank you.
Texas Tony from Tennessee. He's a good man. He goes by Switch.
Absolutely no sense.
Yes, it's a long story with Tony. His name is Texas Tony. He's from Tennessee, but he's actually from California. He goes by the name Switch. Long story short, he's got a lot of experience. There he is.
There he is.
He's the Switch just popped up. There he is, right there. He might be your guy when it comes to OBS and especially like an OBS switch. No pun intended. He could probably, hopefully, if he's not too busy, he could probably hook you up with that.
Yeah, I love it. I was like excited to have it. Now I don't know what it does and how to use it. So, but I did get it. Yeah, it was a Mother's Day present. So it was sweet. And yeah, I do need a new mic as well. So, but I'm hoping to get sponsored by a mic company at some point in time. And I'll do lots of advertisements. I will work for stuff. I'm a cheap date and I will work for things. So whatever you need.
I think that's something where Nemospect and Blind Knowledge can actually kind of one-two it too. And now that I have Megaphone and I have the business plan and I'm actually putting together the marketing paperwork that Jay's helping me out with from Go Network, I think there's a lot of opportunity there to double sell. We can sell two products at the same time. It's endless, really.
A lot of things. I have a lot of space for new stuff back here, so I could switch my whole setup if they want me to put a big sign behind me.
Oh, you're going to be in a van anyway.
I know. I got a Green Bay Packers sign over the weekend, right? Because my son's a big Green. Yeah, I'm not a Packer fan. They're just a bunch of cheese. We call them cheese dicks, but
you tell them, a bunch of cheese dicks.
If you're a Vikings fan, that's what you call them. I'm just going to put that out there. Not that we have any laurels to stand on because our Vikings have not ever won a Super Bowl and barely gotten to the big show. But I did get him a sign because he does like the Packers. So I thought that would make him feel more at home. But I will quickly be replacing that with my own sign for my stuff when he's decided to.
I will quickly be taking over the entire thing and making it my own because I am better.
Now I'm just gonna get one of those big satellite dish things on the roof so I can get signal wherever I'm at.
So here's what you do: if you had a van like that and you had insulation issues where you heard the weather or you'd have some kind of airflow. What you do and what's really popular right now, and especially for voiceovers, booths. They make makeshift booths with different kinds of material, like a recording booth that you'd have at a professional place. You can do it with foam. You can do it with blankets. There's like all kinds of ways to do it. But that's how I would approach that one for sure. Because we drop knowledge here, Bree.
We do drop knowledge. You are rocking it with the knowledge today, I have to say.
It's what I do. It's my company. I have to drop the knowledge. I have to be 100% or as much as possible transparent, because, shit. We got a lot of knowledge to drop. And, what you guys are doing at Nemospect, let me ask you this. How do you recruit your folks? How do you find your folks? Do they just kind of find you? Do you find them? Is it always through someone? Like, is it just an adventure? Like, how's it been happening for you?
I think Trevor would say this, and he gets it from Pat McAfee. Maybe it's have a friend, tell a friend, whatever. It's just all of our friends, and it's all of our people, and it's going out and saying, "Hey, do you need some help? Do you want to be part of something? Do you need a little support? Do you want to be, are you tired of working alone and you want to be a part of something bigger?" That's like we said. part of the things that you really need if you want a podcast or have a some kind of content creation, whether it's a YouTube or whatever. Why not be a part of a group? And so I just talk to people. That's like one of it's one like I know all the people that work at my local grocery store. I'm friends with the people at my local gas station. I know my mailman. I don't know my neighbors because I don't like them, but I know all the other people that I deal with all over the place, and I have conversations with them. And it's just because I ask them how they are. I ask them a few questions. I try to offer help, and I try to be a nice person to them. And that is really how I go about doing things, is just networking and talking to people, saying, "Hey, you could come join us and be a part of it." And that's how I brought people in, and so that's the way to do it.
And that's really the coolest way to go, is to just group everyone together and we'll just split it up evenly and we'll just call it a day. Because sometimes to do something yourself, even if it is a little more monetarily good, or it's more money, I guess, for one company. I mean, shit. Sometimes time and effort and actually networking with other companies is it's worth more.
We gotta do more. That's the network thing, and that's why I love that we work together on a lot of that stuff, so we can help your people at Blind Knowledge, and you help us a tremendous amount at Numospect, and so that's what just grows this global friends network, right? That's what I like to call it. It's like global friends, like bringing all of the networks together in a place that just helps more exposure, more promotion, more just like a great space for people to learn. Like, oh, there's a new podcast I might, we can listen to many
It's
podcasts.
like the Facebook of content creation.
Oh my gosh, that's perfect. You fucking nailed it.
Yeah, I mean that's what's up, and I've encountered I've had meetings with other networks. I've encountered other networks. I DM'd. A lot of people don't want to work together. And that's fine. That's cool. I just think it's their loss. I mean, I think there's some way, usually somewhere, where there can be a collaboration, or, you know, hopefully some kind of funding that pops up, some revenue, work that pops up, ways to make money, basically, for anyone that doesn't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, and because that's what businesses need. They need to not be in the red. They need to actually gain positive income in order to grow. Because it's expensive to have a restream membership, to pay for a premium Discord, to have a website, to have a former website that's just out in the air right now because there were mistakes and there was just things that happened that no one knew were going to happen. It, Jesus, I can't wait. I think as Blind Knowledge continues to rock and roll after June, once we figure out the revenue thing and we land some ads, if we start there, I think we'll be good. Going into the summer, we might be able to fund, and we might be able to actually get a social media manager or an ad sales dude. And something I want to get back to, Bree, before we forget, before the energy sizzles. You said it before, like there's so many pieces to this. There's so many hours that need to be done. There's so many things that need to be done. Things come up that you got to figure out. It's a continuous cycle, and it can spiral if you're not careful. No one wants to pay for anything, though. People want to jump into networks and get a free ride, hopefully, or just kind of do their own research, hopefully. Do you think it's worth investing in your brand and your product, just a couple bucks into a network?
Yeah, I think it's imperative, and it's showing up so much more. I'm in a creator project with some of the big players who are critically looking at like how things are funded and how
Big
creators are
players.
big, big, big.
Big
We're
players. Yeah,
talking we're
no
talking
joke.
Mr. Beast level players, like the guys that help those guys, right? So that's a group that I'm in, that I'm learning and trying to put my 2 cents worth in, and learn and listen from them as much as I can. But I'm also seeing it from people that have been in the industry for years. Elsie Escobar, who is I'm lucky to call friend and coworker, and she's part of our network as well, who's been in this since 2008 or 2006, many, many, many years. And you know, we want to keep doing the things. We want to have these networks. We want to have these groups that support our creators. But even she is feeling it. She wrote an article about how She Podcasts is now going to be doing their event in a virtual space instead of in person because nobody wants to pay to be there. And we need to support these amazing groups, these amazing networks that are here to help creators and make it just an incredible space. Like, it needs funding, and there, you can't just think they're always going to be there because they're doing it because they love to help people, but it costs money. Bottom line, it costs money, and even if everyone's chipping in a few dollars, it makes it doable. It makes it us able to continue to do what we do, and it's hard to run on fumes for so long and to expect that to expect people to just keep showing up and doing the things.
If you write
And
a book, Brie, you try to sell the book. You try to get it published. If you draw something and you're looking to, if you're not Banksy, I guess, but you look to sell that art. That's survival. What I'm learning, and I'm not consistently learning, and of course, there's podcasters, there's videographers, there's even TikTokers that are different. Like, everyone's a little different. But if we just look at podcasting, especially, and YouTubers, I guess, because a lot of them have YouTube video as well. It's like you can learn so much more than you are. You can do so much more than you are. At Blind Knowledge, I'm there as more of yeah, the first thing I am is a producer. Like, I'm all about quality and creativity and sound. Like, that's where my love lays. Because without that, we're nothing. We're just another fucking run of the mill thing. We have to be something that stands out. If we're not doing that, we're not punk rock. And if we're not punk rock, then fuck this break. I want to be the Ramones of digital media, and there's just so many different avenues with it. It's a bundle of joy. I love it. I love talking about it. I love venting about it, because I don't have like a teammate to go to. Like, I have Jay from back in the day. I can DM him, and I'm always like looking for the next best resource, I guess. And I got you guys over at Numospec. Thank God, it's like a family, and I got the Bigo app. And it's fun.
it
And
is.
I'm learning, like, this Bigo stuff is like Plenty of Fish, and then there's other sites like this too, where people just, like you were saying before with the Survivor thing, people just jump up and play games. I'll have to show it to you offline.
Yeah, you have to, for sure.
It's a wild time, but that's like 2023. Like, that's what people are doing. It's wacky. Like, my friends are cameras.
I mean, it's so easy for people to go spend money on a lot of different things, and I know that
And the economy's rough.
we think about it, but like, if we need to have, like, I know yeah, I'm saying the economy, like, literally I'm looking at like gas prices really closely and where can I get it the cheapest, and I know I have to save my pennies, but I want to, like, put some money into the people that
It's also
provide things for
capitalism.
me because they're
You got to
important to
pay for
me.
shit
You know,
usually for it to get it, or for it to work. A lot of the time.
right. My coffee shop, if I go get coffee, what I choose to make mine at home, but I still got to buy the beans and I still got to buy all the stuff that I need to make what I do. But it's like, I want to support, like, I want to support the people that are doing the things. So how do I do that? Because I get to be a part of that, right? And so it's just something. It's devastating to hear when I heard Elsie talking about that and the things that she said. It, like, I totally related to it. I could feel her frustration. I knew her frustration of just being like, we put all of this stuff out, and, like, do you not understand there needs to be some support for that? Like, we have it here. We're not asking you to pay ridiculous prices for things.
It's only $40 when you get a lot for it. And right now I'm giving away, through these fine folks, 30 free days, which I've been showing that because it's not for money. It's for, dude, it's like, this is the spot to come to. I want to hang out with you. And what kind of ideas do you have? And like, it's like being in a band again. I love it.
It is. And that's the thing. And we also have this Friday is our Celebrate Summer happy hour. It is from 6 to 7 Eastern time. And yeah, bring people. We're going to be signing people up for our creator lab during that happy hour. And we're going to be giving out prizes. We've got a recording artist. We're going to give away some merch. We're going to give away all kinds of fun things. So we're going to walk them through the process, get them signed up. The first 30 days are free. So we're ready. You can come in and you can win some prizes and hang out with us and get to know the family. So yeah, we got stuff we're doing. We want to bring more people into the family. We want to bring more people in to Blind Knowledge and to our guys over at Sports Talk with Friends, to all of the different networks and people that we work with, and bring them into Creator Lab. We got a new course that's starting. It's an 8-module course that'll be starting next Tuesday, a week from tomorrow, and it's going to be all of those like things you need to know, from legal sides of things to setting up the website to how to do podcasting, and besides just what mic, the mic and all of that stuff, but like the extra stuff, all the other stuff that keeps you from getting pod fucked.
Yeah, stay away from being pod fucked for sure.
That's what we're gonna do. Now that we've talked about it, we're bringing us
Yeah,
back
it's
to
all
that, but
it's all reciprocal.
it's gonna be a party. It's gonna be a party, and that's just the way we roll. We do always. It's always a party.
That's
It's
what we
always a
do. And
lot
you
of
know what you
fun.
guys do well too? You guys have really good balance of experience. Like the people you've brought in, like know what they're doing, for sure. And that's really what I'm going to be aiming for too when it comes to adding more talent and grabbing more creators that want to be a part of this rock and roll experience that is digital media through Blind Knowledge. Is people that kind of like have a grasp on what they're doing. Maybe there's some aspects. Maybe they have trouble booking guests or something. All right, well we can help with that. But like the rest, they're good with, and they're motivated, and they like what they're doing, and they're down for the cause. They're in it with us. We're all chugging. It doesn't have to be to a ridiculous speed, but they're in it. They're doing it. They're trying. They're trying to make a difference. So that's what we want to see is a spark.
Bring the spark, bring the fun. We're going to have all of that stuff. We have a lot of it going on. I think podcasters, or whatever it is, that whatever content you're creating, or maybe content that you want to create and you just don't even know how, like you have crazy ideas. We are the home of crazy ideas, to
That's
be
what's up.
honest with you.
There has to be a place like that. There has to be a practice place. There has to be a workshop place. And maybe hopefully someday a physical place too.
That's right. It probably won't be here in Minnesota, but it'll be somewhere nicer and warmer.
Hopefully not in North Dakota either.
Nah, I'm not going to. I'm sorry, anyone in North Dakota. My apologies, but I ain't fucking going there.
Bree's not going. Bree's not going. She put her foot down. What's something that we can tell the fine folks out here about what your role is at Nemo Specs, or even where you see it going? That maybe like the inside scoop for folks.
I fell in love with being a producer on shows. I love helping put together a show and doing creative ideas and getting things out there. Like I learned that this last year, that's like my very happy space. As much as I love Survivor, and I do, but I also love the creative. I really like the creative process on concept and idea and getting it into a show. It's such a, and then not doing that alone, but like doing that in a team is like my very favorite place to be. So I love doing that. I do that a lot. I'm also a community builder at heart. I love being a part of connecting people together and networking, but also building a space where they feel safe and comfortable. Whenever I think of community, I think of home. I want it to feel like Norm walking into the bar, right? Like on Cheers, probably a show before your time, but it's a Boston show, so you should know it. And so anytime that Norm walks in, everyone's like, "Norm," right? We all know everybody, where everybody knows your name. I want that. That's my goal when I build this community, is to make that like, so you feel like when you show up, everyone's gonna be like, "Joe's here. Hey, Joe." Like you're all everyone's welcome and appreciated. And so that's what I build. That's what I do. That's my, like, the main thing that I focus on is working on that and keeping that
Sure.
running. So
How the hell did you get into this anyway?
I
Did you
don't know.
fall
How
into
did
it?
I
Like,
get
was it
into
a
this?
mistake? Like, did you
Yeah.
apply for
No,
something
was that
else and you ended up like at this? Like what happened? Seriously.
well, I had a business. I had a business that I started in 2008, a soap business that I
Like
ran
Fight Club.
successfully for. Yeah, I made
Damn.
soap, I made lotion, I made all kinds of stuff, and, then the fucking pandemic
Yeah,
hit, right?
fucked
And so
everything
everything
up.
shut
Yeah.
down. And I had to pivot and I had to go start selling stuff on like events in Facebook because that became a thing. And so I learned how to use Facebook for business, which I'd never done before. I was like, it was always like just people whining about their kids or bragging about their bullshit. And I didn't really go on it very much. I was like, like I don't post about my own shit because I'm like, nobody wants to hear it. But business was a different thing for me. It was a way to reach people. It was a way to come together in a space that was safe during a pandemic where you couldn't leave your house. And so it became that like place that I like to be on. It's cool. It was cool in that era. And I tried everything. And I realized that I can't sell online. I am much better in person, working with a customer and telling them about my stuff. So it became really hard, but I learned really fast. And it was during this pandemic that I got really, really sick. So I got COVID. I got better. I was like, "Oh, cool. I'm finally over this." It was dreadful. But I made it through, but I wasn't like really getting better. And I ended up like having a result from COVID, which was it enlarged my heart. So I ended up in the hospital. I spent 2 weeks in the hospital. I almost died. I had all this shit wrong with me that I now am still dealing with. And I needed to do something different because making may not sound like it, but making soap is very physical. There's a lot of stuff I have to do, and I couldn't do any of it because the doctor's like, "You have to take it easy. You can't do this. You can't do that." I'm like, shit. Now what the fuck am I gonna do? And I happened upon a lady that was talking about podcasting, and I'm like, I've always wanted to do that. I'd really like to get into that. And I learned a little bit about it. I'm like, oh, I'll take a course, which I did. It wasn't the big pricey courses. I took a smaller, in a more inexpensive course, and I loved it. And I launched a podcast, and that kind of started everything. That was in 2021, and I just kind of ran with it. And I was like, I don't have to do a lot of physical things to be behind a camera. I can like have fun. I can stay connected with people because we're still kind of in the lockdowny thing. It was like the fucking perfect solution for what I wanted, and I was like, "This is cool," and then I really liked it, and it just kinda went from there. I started using all the things I learned in Facebook to help with social media for people. I became a social media manager. I was helping moderate. I was creating graphics. I was writing copy, doing all that kind of stuff, and, then I ran into Trevor, and things just kind of worked out that we connected on Numospect last summer, and I just went with it, and now this is all I do, and I'm loving it. Like, I'm here because I love it.
Think there's a lot of people that wouldn't understand like how it can be a full-time gig if everything's flowing, if you because
It's 2
you have to
full-time
have the
gigs.
time. Yeah, it's time. It's time to.
It's an 80-hour
It
work
really
week,
is.
so
It really is. That's no joke. 70 to 80 hours for sure. And like organization is just so important. I have different notebooks for different things, and I'm always writing down. Like if I think of something, I gotta write it down because I'll forget. Hell yeah, Bree, you've been with me for an hour 26 right now.
damn.
I think we might as well call it because I gotta go do some things. You gotta go do some things. Amy Fagan over there in the chat, so much love to you. Jam on, jam on. She'll be on the show on the 29th. Bree, any wise words of wisdom you want to leave us with, and maybe some promotion for your social media?
Yeah, for sure. I am the clever biatch everywhere you can find me, but go check out numospec.com. See what we're up to. You can check out some of the videos that we've done or go to our YouTube channel, which is Numospec Media. We would love to see you over there. Hop in, maybe come on. We are always asking people to hop on and come live with us. You're always welcome. Joe, you are always welcome, and you know that.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. Referrals and affiliates are a beautiful thing. If you have any questions, concerns, or if you just want to say hello, hit me up anywhere on social media that Blind Knowledge is, or joe@blindknowledge.com. If you want to get in touch with the people from Numospect, I can make that happen for you too. Bree, thank you so fucking much for coming on. This was fun.
It was a blast, man. I had a great time. Don't be pod fucked. Come join us.
Yo, don't get pod fucked. Have a great day. Thanks so much for coming on, and I'm sure we will kumbaya later. Bye, Bree. What an amazing show. That was fun. We got a lot of things done. That's Numospect Media. Numospect Media is so chill. So easy going. Bree's a badass. Trevor's a badass. Yo, thank you so much for you guys for your participation in the chat. We got all kinds of good things happening at blindknowledge.com. It is the spot that's hot. 22 active podcasts, 3 forum leaders. We got a bunch of musicians, and we got some special things happening. So, blindknowledge.com. You can check it out there. If you're a content creator, come get down on the cause. I can show you how to actually build your audience reach, man. We do the damn thing, and we do it right. And, we pay our content creators, too. So come on and check it out. Anytime now. My name is Joey B. We just did the damn thing. And go to pneumospec.com. Oh, wait, pneumospecmedia.com. All right, we out.